Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we hear a lot of قاطعوا المنتجات الفرنسية, قاطعوا البضائع الفرنسية, boycott French goods, boycott French products. And we're hearing these slogans والهتافات من الدول الإسلامية ومن الدول العربية. And we're mainly hearing these slogans from the Middle East and Muslim countries. But what I ask is, why now? Why now? لماذا الآن؟ لماذا نقاطعهم الآن? Why are we boycotting them now? Like 2-3 centuries of colonization, of genocide against Muslim nations, African nations, third world nations they call them or refer to us. Like that wasn't enough. 1.5 million Algerians massacred and slaughtered by the French during independence. That wasn't enough. Why now? After looting, raping and pillaging our lands and our people, banning the Arabic language, forcing a cultural supremacy and a cultural genocide of Muslim nations, African nations, why now? Francophone countries forced to speak French, forced to use a French currency and pay billions in taxes. Why boycott them now? After a century, after decades of humiliation. This is the humiliation that we've seen for centuries, and now decades, since so-called independence of these countries. Why now? Because of images, of caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. It's something to think about. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I think it's a good thing. Hashtag is إِلَّا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ, except the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what about the lives of the Muslims that have been taken away from family members, killed, blood that has been shed? What about the Uyghur Muslims in China that are being slaughtered? And a genocide, a silent genocide is taking place right now in East Turkestan. And many Muslim countries in fact support China, give them the thumbs up and the green light. So why now? Why do we not boycott China as well? What's more important? Images and caricatures mocking our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which mean nothing in comparison to the lives of Muslims, Ummat Muhammad, وَسَفْكُ الدِّمَاء الذي نرى ونشاهد أمامنا أمام أعيننا الآن. Why now? We can see in front of us. So I think it's a good start, but I think we need to put things in perspective. We really need to put things in perspective. If we can unite strategically over something like this, imagine what we can do as Muslims, as Muslim nations. Allahumma salli wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad. We know these people, a lot of them don't like us, they don't love us, they humiliate us. So I don't understand why we go to them begging for their validation and approval. And this is why they have a propaganda machine every day portraying Muslims as terrorists. It's all we hear. Islam equals terrorism. As Macron said, Islamic terrorism. It has nothing to do with Islam. These people are the authors and textbook writers of terrorism, the professors of terrorism. Just look at their history. It's built on raping and pillaging other nations, and they want to project their guilt, civilizational projection, and how low they feel about themselves onto us, and keep lying in the media with the propaganda they use. But don't be fooled. Ya Muslimun, لا تخلوهم يخدعوكم, لا تخلوهم يخدعوكم. هم الإرهابيين. لسنا نحن إرهابيين، نحن أمة محمد، نحن مسلمين. والله سبحانه وتعالى عزنا بالإسلام. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite Muslim nations, something that the enemies of Islam do not want. They can have a united Europe, the European Union. They can have a United States of 50 states under one state. But they are afraid of Muslim nations uniting under a Muslim union or an Islamic union. That makes them shiver. That's why they keep us divided. So we need to wake up. اللهم بارك لنا جميعا آمين.